Hare Hare Ram Krishna, Hare Ram Krishna. The topic that we are going to discuss today is about the ayan and the ritu fal. In the 12 signs, sun moves from throughout the 365 days in the whole year. It is divided into two ayans, Uttarayan and Dakshinayan. And results for these two ayans, the birth in these ayans will result into a different personality, a different result. Similarly, these 12 signs, transit of sun in these 12 signs is divided into 6 parts as 6 seasons called 6 ritus. So the person born in these ritus will have different characteristics, different traits. Those characteristics we are going to discuss today. So, coming back to the first point about the ayan. So, overall 12 signs from Aries to Pisces, it is divided into two parts. One from Cancer to Sagittarius, other from Capricorn to Gemini. So when Sun is transiting from Cancer to Sagittarius, this is termed as Dakshinayan. And when Sun is transiting from Capricorn to Gemini, it is called the Uttarayan. And these two ayans, when they start, there is a festivity that happens in India. Typically, when Sun starts its northern journey, that is when it enters into the Uttarayan, it is called Makar Sankranti. This year it is going to happen. Every year it happens on the mid January, on 14th January, when Sun transits from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Since it is moving into Capricorn, it is called Makar Sankranti. So the idea about different characteristics in a person based on these ayans is based on the fact that Sun is the giver of knowledge, and the term which is opposite of knowledge is called ignorance. Knowledge is Gyan and ignorance is Avidya. So, what knowledge and what Avidya we are talking about? What kind of knowledge? Is it talking about the knowledge of objective world, that is how various systems work, how computers work, knowledge about different languages, knowledge about different shastras, whatever is out there in the books, in everyone's experience, all that is objective knowledge. Or and if it is construed to be knowledge of the objective world, then it is not so. The real knowledge and the ignorance is only about one thing, and that is knowledge of one's own self. Knowledge about yourself, your real nature. That is the knowledge which is bestowed by a son. And ignorance is nothing but lack of this knowledge, lack of knowing your own self, because all that is out there in the objective world, you can just type on the Google and get everything about it. But if you want to know your own self, you have to go deeper within yourself. That in the state of meditation, when all the thoughts and everything, all the forms and all the concepts of the objective world has been dropped, there remains a passive, choiceless awareness that is called the Atman. And not knowing it literally, but experiencing it, knowing it experientially, will result into the state of bliss. So, coming back to our Uttarayan and Dakshinayan, when the sun is in the northern trajectory, in the northern sojourn, that is from Capricorn to Gemini, these six Rashis, the Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, we know that these six Rashis, Aries is the sign of exaltation of Sun. And the place of exaltation is the one where the Graha feels the maximum ease and kind of excitement in providing its Karakattvas. So, one of the Karakattvas of Sun is to provide knowledge, is to dispel the darkness, not only the darkness of the objective world, but also the ignorance of the world within. So these six Rashis, they have a positive impact on the native's characteristic. On the contrary, just the reverse point from Aries is Libra. Libra has Sun debilitated. And this debilitated Sun, it results into the lack of knowledge about your own self. So such people will tend to be more egoistical. Now this sounds a bit contrary. Some person who has no idea about himself, he becomes egoistical. And the person who knows the real nature of his own self becomes very humble. This happens because Sun is debilitated and the signs which are adjacent to it, it is closer to the 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 debilitation of Sun. So that's why the person tends to be more egoistical. There are other results also which has been mentioned in. For this I am referring to Jatak Dharanam from Pandit Thundiraj. So this book is a classic, and Pandit Thundiraj, he used to live, he is the astrologer and a Pandit from 15th century. He lived on the banks of Godavari. He wrote this classic, Jataka Bharanam, that provides results of each and every possible thing in astrology, right from Vara, Samvatsara, Mas, Ritu, Ayan, various karnas, yogas, lagnas in various signs, navanshas, drashkarnas, everything possible. So from there, I've taken this Ayan Phala and the Ritu Phala that I'm going to deal in today's discussion. So Uttarayan is also termed as Somyayan, and the person who is born in Uttarayan, that is when Sun is in the Capricorn to Gemini, these six signs, this person is pleasant. That is, he is generally happy. He has happiness from children and wife. He is long lived. He does good conduct. That is, he has the sense of morality and he performs good in the society. Then he is patient. Patient, not the sense of disease. Patient as in he is he has patience about everything. He is not he does not require results very quickly that way. And he is very generous. That is, he feels like giving to others, he's sharing his wealth with others. So these are the results of person born Uttarayan. Now let us come to the results of Dakshinayan. So when the person is born in Dakshinayan, that is when Sun is in the Cancer, Leo, Virgo, Libra, Scorpio, and Sagittarius. This person is egoistical, that is ahankari. He he does work in agriculture. So this agriculture thing, uh, now since this is very old text, that time agriculture was only primary business. The primary vocation that people had, which is related to getting wealth from the natural resources, and it required very hard labor. So this for Dakshinayan, one can extrapolate this result to people who work in the primary sector and who try to get wealth from the nature, as in mining or including agriculture, in forestry, husbandry, and all those areas. Then this person has a lot of cattles. That means in those times, cattles were indicators of wealth. So such person will be basically wealthy. He'll be ruthless and intolerant. So against the Uttarayan person, this person is going to be ruthless and he will not be tolerating things from his enemies or others. He'll be intolerant. So these are the results of Dakshinayan born people. So the thing is, now the thing is, these results, whether this will be something natural to the person, whether it will be um, his characteristic which will be applicable always to the person, or it will manifest sometimes and or it will aggravate sometimes. This should be known uh, by timing the results of these events. Okay, and Dakshinayan and Uttarayan, these results are are supposed to be coming from sun. So during the Mahadasha or Antardasha of sun, these results will basically manifest. So you may find that these results are not appearing in a person always. Only when the Mahadasha of sun comes or the Antardasha of sun comes, that time you can predict that apart from the natural lordship of sun, apart from the natural aspects that sun is doing, these results will also manifest. Then let us go to the Ritu Phalam. Okay. So Ritu, the whole zodiac is divided into six parts, each corresponding to one of the season. And the first one that we are going to deal is the Vasant Ritu. So Vasant Ritu comes when sun is in the Pisces or Aries. So for the person who is born in the Vasant Ritu, the results are that he'll be beautiful, Sundar, he'll be intelligent, Buddhiman, he'll be majestic, very Pratapi, majestic person. He'll be well versed in music and mathematics. He will read scriptures. He'll be knowledgeable about the scriptures. He'll be one with a pure heart and a pleasant personality. This is the result for Vasanta Ritu, that is when sun is in the Pisces and Mesh Rashi, Pisces and the Aries. Then coming to the Grishma Ritu, Phalam, in the Grishma Ritu, sun is in the Taurus and Gemini. And when sun is in the Taurus and Gemini, the results are that the person will be wealthy, he will have lot of money, he will be knowledgeable, he will have long and clean hair, and he will be interested in watery sports, and he will like to do upadesh. He will be like preaching nature. He would like to teach others whatever he has known or learned. So this is the result of person born in Grishma Ritu, that is when sun is in the Taurus and Gemini. Then coming to the Varsha Ritu, that is when sun is in the Cancer or and Leo. During this time, during the Varsha Ritu, the person born will be very intelligent. He'll be majestic. He will love horses. So from here, like horses were the main you can say basically vehicles those times for telecommuting. So you can say that for such people, they will love their vehicles in the modern context. Then they'll be beautiful and they will have the Kaf and Vayu Prakriti. So this Vata, Pitta, Kapha, these are the three tridoshas which has been mentioned in Ayurveda, and every person is born some um, uh, with some proportion in these doshas. So Kapha and Vayu Prakriti, out of those three, it will be more aggravated in such people who are born in the Varsha Ritu. So by that you can imagine that when Kapha is more, the person becomes very plump, he becomes uh, very heavy because kapha is heavy in nature. And when vat is more, that means the movement of prana is very high and the person becomes very chanchal. He is very um, Because of high vata, he is not stable. His mind wanders here and there. Then this person has bizarre thoughts. He will have vichitra vichar. This has been mentioned by Pandit Raja, that he'll have vichitra vichar. That is, he'll have bizarre thoughts, very illogical thoughts, and he'll be very lustful. So this is the result of person born in the Varsha Ritu. Then the Sharat Ritu, Janma Phalam. When Sun is there in Virgo and Libra, so during that time it is Sharat Ritu, and such a person is not very angry. That is what he is trying to say, that he'll have anger, but it will not be too much, moderate anger, and he'll be mainly Vayu Prakriti. So Vayu Prakriti, as I mentioned, as per Ayurveda, this is one of the doshas, and uh, with this dosha, the person becomes, since Vayu is the quality of Vayu is movement, so the person likes to move, and even if he is sitting, his mind wanders here and there. So this is not very stable kind of thing. So such person can do remedies to basically reduce vata or vayu dosha. Then he'll be very wealthy. He'll be interested in doing good deeds. So like his inner nature will be in doing good deeds. He'll be very pure, and he'll be interested in fighting. He will not tolerate anything bad. He'll be interested in fighting always, and he'll have many vehicles. So this is the result for people born in Sharat Ritu. Moving on to the Hemant Ritu, this is the time when Sun is in the Scorpio and Sagittarius. So such person becomes minister. He is very clever. He is over generous. That is, if you ask him 100 rupees, he'll give 1,000 rupees. He'll have, and he'll be having good qualities. He'll do auspicious deeds. He'll be strong minded. That is, once he decides something, he'll do it. That's a strong minded person. And he'll be favorite of people. Then, when Sun is in the Capricorn and Aquarius, that is Shishir Ritu Phalam. So, when the Shishir Ritu is going on, such person is interested in sweets. He'll have sweet tooth. He'll be always interested in eating sweets. He'll be very hungry always. His Shodha will be always active. He'll get happiness from wife and children. He'll do beautiful deeds. He'll have beautiful looks. He'll be angry and powerful. So, anger will be prominent in such people. And they will be Mahabali. That is, they will be powerful. So, this is the result of all the six ritus and two ayans, and these results will be obtained, will be seen when Sun Mahadasha, Antardasha, or even Pratyantardasha is happening. So, using these results, one can do the Faladesh. That's all from me for today. आप सभी के भीतर बैठे परमात्मा को प्रणाम करता हूँ.